Dr. Mary Renzel coming at you from the water. Okay, so there was a news story today that Elon Musk is starting a company and he is trying to replace nerves in pigs' brains. Our brain is an amazing organ with hundreds of billions of neurons that helps us be able to see. Here I am out in nature, I can see colors and see the trees. It helps us smell, helps us feel, it helps us be able to move. So many things, right? It helps us remember, it helps us think, helps us plan. When they're trying to replace a few of the neurons in 100 billions of neurons, it's awesome. I love research. I'm all about it. I know some people might not want to use animals in research, but that's another topic. But we're here to talk about brains and the amazing organ that they are. There's really nowhere that you can go buy another one if something happens to yours. So it is definitely time to think about, number one, what it does for you, and number two, why we should honor it, right? When we work as coaches, we see people sometimes get stuck in a mindset, we call it, but it's good to go back to the mind part of the mindset, to learn something about it so that we can help them use that knowledge to move forward, right? So I think of all these lovely lily pads as reminders that everyone's brain is a little bit different. They're different sizes and shapes and different patterns. They're so pretty, just like the brain. With hundreds of billions of neurons in there, even if you could influence a small proportion of them, just think about it. That's so many. So, our nerves are kind of like these trees that are all around us. They're very different. They have different functions. And then there's chemicals that jump from nerve to nerve. And the amazing thing about the brain is it can build on information that we had before, right? So it's not a static structure. It's not a brick. It's not a solid structure. It's something that can change with our experiences and our challenges. So when we ask our brain to do new things for us and to take us to new places we haven't been to before, it will use our past experiences to build on, right? And so there's something called long-term potentiation. So that's the nerves kind of remembering that action or that connection between two nerves. We would refer to that as learning. We did something one time, it was hard. The second time we did it, it was a little bit easier because our nerves had connected a certain way, excuse me, so that it's easier for it to get the job done the next time. So that's what is referred to as learning, because our nerves will make certain connections every time we do an action. Okay, so I want you, number one, to learn something new about the brain. Get a little brain wonder. Everyone's brain is a little different, just like all of these lily pads around me. And then number two, what can you do to influence and keep building on the amazing organ that it is? And especially helping our coachees who may be used to doing one thing over and over, and we can acknowledge, yeah, that's your long-term potentiation that made that easy for you. It's going to feel really uncomfortable to take a new step because the nerves haven't used that long-term potentiation yet, or we would refer to as learning. So the second time you do it, it will be easier than the first time. So we really need to strongly encourage that first action step into a new area or build on a project, take something to a new level, because that's the brain. The brain's ready for that, right? So that's how it was made, and that's what it's good at, is building on past experiences. When we talk about researchers who are trying to take some of the brain capabilities and redo it in a computer or with these neurons into pigs, it's so hard to reproduce what the brain does because there's connections, there's all these different neurons, just like all these different kind of trees around me and all the different kind of unique lily pads. So let's honor what it is, take care of it when it's working well, and then think about funding research. It's the month of American Heart Association, which is also the Stroke Association. So heart attacks and strokes are the number 1 and number 5 killers in the U.S. And so we really want to take care of that organ. So think about joining a team, join my team if you'd like, and walk on September 26th because we really want to, just raise some research dollars to support families and people who have been affected by heart disease and brain diseases. Okay, So if you're not affected, then think about walking for the American Heart Association. And if also, do something good for your brain. Why don't you let me know in the comments what you're going to do for your brain today or your heart today? There's so many things that help both. I will tell you that I took this time and by myself, and I'm out here kayaking, and it's beautiful. And I'm enjoying nature, and I'm just grateful for so many things. So that's what I'm doing. So let me know what you're doing, and then follow me on YouTube, please. I'm up to double digits, so we're going to keep growing that, and so that we can keep learning about the beautiful organ. Okay, stay well.